Hello and welcome to My Keys to Music. My name is Mark, your host for this particular video. Today we're talking about the Nord Stage 3 and its ability to imitate music and sounds and songs, whether they be famous or not so famous. This one is famous. It's from the group Queen. The name of the song is called I Want to Break Free. And what I like about that particular selection is that it has an amazing keyboard solo. It has just a unique sound. And it's kind of interesting to the way it's performed too. So we're going to actually really explore that aspect of this song in great detail. This entire video is dedicated to that one solo on that one song. Now, before we get started in the actual training, I want to talk to you quickly about the channel and about some things and give you quick updates. So first of all, the channel has been mostly focused around, obviously, keyboarding, My Keys to Music, and also things like the Nord Stage 3, the Nord Electro 5, the Nord Electro 6. We go heavy on those keyboards. We talk a little bit about the chord keyboard, the Minilog XD. All right, now if you're interested in getting some pro training on all this stuff, I do make online courses available at mykeystomusic.com. And I also have a Patreon account if you feel like you want to donate, whether you just want to say thanks or just want to check some things out, or if you're interested in getting additional postings that aren't listed here on YouTube, a little bit of behind the scenes and some updates that other people don't necessarily get here on the channel. Okay, with that said, let's get started. Now, this video will be broken into 3 parts. Part 1 is how you're going to get that sound on your Nord Stage 3 right away using the Nord user forums, and you're going to be able to download that program directly to your Nord Stage 3. That's if you're in a hurry, you just want the sound, you don't need training on how to play the solo, you don't care about how the solo is constructed, you don't care about how the sound is constructed, you just want to get the sound and go. That's fine, that'll be part 1 of the video. Now, part 2 will be the actual performance of the solo. We'll take it and rehearse it together at different speeds. And then part 3 will be the actual construction of the sound from scratch. If you want to see every knob and button and bell and whistle, how it all comes together, that will be part 3, and that'll be towards the end of the video. So this is kind of a longer video. What you're learning here will help you for other sounds and songs that you want to take advantage of. This is from Queen. It's called I Want to Break Free. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get started by heading over to the Nord user forum. If you use the link down below in the description of this video, you will be able to see what I'm seeing here on my screen. This was posted by a guy named Ivan. And Ivan is a sound designer of sorts, I would assume. I don't really know him or anything like that. But what we can do here is he's made his sounds available, or this particular sound, he calls it Break Free. And it's right here, .ns3f. So if you become a member of the Nord user forum, I don't think it costs any money, but if you join the Nord user forum, you'll be able to do searches and be able to download things right from here. And it's a terrific resource. I highly recommend, if you own any Nord keyboard, to head over here and really take advantage of this great information. Now I'll click the breakfree.ns3f, and that should come to my download folder here. It is. Here it is, breakfree.ns3f. And that's really part A of part 1. We've downloaded the sound, we have it on our computer, we're ready to go. The next step is you need the Nord Sound Manager. And if you want to learn all about the Nord Sound Manager, I'll put a link up here in the video, or a card where I actually spend a good amount of time training you on the Nord Sound Manager, every button and feature that it offers. And I think you'll really enjoy that particular training session. Because the Nord Sound Manager is quite a powerful little tool here. But essentially, you want to open up the Nord Sound Manager, which is available at the Nord Keyboard website, nordkeyboards.com. Click on the Program option here area, and you can see all the programs that are loaded on your Nord. Now, in order for you to see this stuff, you actually have to plug it in to your Nord keyboard. You have to connect your Nord keyboard to your computer, turn it on, and then you'll see all the sounds within. So here's the Break Free. All I need to do is drag it over here to the program area. And you'll see that it's broken up into Panel A and Panel B. Now, Panel A constitutes the sound, or the part of the song that is the beginning part of the song and throughout most of the song. Panel B is the solo part, and that's the part we're focusing on this particular video. We're not even going to touch Panel A. You can do that on your own and take advantage of that if you want to play the full song from Queen. Panel B is the solo part. And that's it. So we've just downloaded or uploaded, whatever the case may be, and it's now located at Bank M, slot 34. The name of the sound, or the name of the program, is called Break Free. And we're going to now go to the stage 3 and play this through and start to enjoy this particular program and see what it's all about. So join me there, and thanks for hanging with me so far. We're already done part 1. Let's head into part 2 and 3. Okay, I have the Nord Stage 3 set up with the sound already loaded, and I've got Capo ready to go in the background. We'll play it once at regular speed, then we'll play it the second time at half speed, the third time at 3/4 speed, and the fourth time at regular speed again. I won't play it perfectly on any one of those times, but it'll be enough for you to learn from and for you to see how I've interpreted this in terms of performing it. So I'm rewinding Capo here. I'm just using the left arrow key and then the space bar to hit play. And we'll do regular speed. Okay, so before I play it slower, you'll notice some of the techniques I'm using here, and I'll kind of zoom in on this pitch bend. When it comes to pitch bend, if you learn this song, you'll really end up one-upping your game on pitch bend for sure, because you have to just use it ever so slightly. And it'll be exciting on the tail end of this video where we talk specifically on how we set this up, because we take advantage of that new feature they added to the pitch bend, which is to bend it more than 2 semitones on the left side going down. And that's how we get that last note to go a full octave down. Yet the higher notes we're only using +2 semitones, and we're not even using all 2. We're basically using just 1 plus, or I should say half plus, somewhere in there. So if you look at my hand here, you'll see that when I'm playing, for instance, this high note, now if I hold it, you won't hear that neat effect, but if you just add just a little pitch bend, and that's how you get away with that, and same with this down here. And then those bends down. So it's really good practice for the pitch bend, and this song really brings that out. So let's play it now at half speed. So I'll rewind Capo here. And half speed is 2 arrows down, 1, 2, space bar. And we'll play this again and see if we can rehearse it and understand how to play this a little bit better. Okay, I apologize there. I messed that up a little bit at the end, but you get the idea. And that second part of it, or that last part of the solo, is kind of tricky. It's really hard to hear. I think when you're performing this, you can pretty much improv that a little bit and fake it, if you will. I think as long as you get that low note at the end and work your way down. I've worked at this for about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes so far, so I'm sure I could get a lot better if I keep working at it. But that'll all be up to you. But I think as long as you get those high notes and that melody, that last part there, you can kind of mold it through. So let's play this again, this time 1 notch quicker than that. That was at half speed. We're going to go 3/4 speed now. All right, and here we go. And now let's do it at full speed. And I just want to bring up one other thing on this technique here. You'll see that if it starts by going. And the second time through, it hesitates ever so slightly. It's behind the beat. I think that's a real important subtlety to get. Although I'm getting that subtlety, but I'm missing a lot of the other subtleties due to the sloppy playing there towards the end of that solo. But I'll bring out what I can, and I'll do what I can to get this right. My playing of this is not the important thing. Your playing of it is the important thing, and your understanding it and getting this sound down. Okay, now we did that. Let's do full speed, or regular speed, I should say. All right, one more time through here, and then we'll talk about how the sound is constructed. Okay, there you have it. Now, the construction of this. Let's take a look, because it's really, really interesting. Oh, we'll take it one step at a time. We've got the Synth Engine on. I'm only using one panel, so in that aspect, it's very simple. And I guess we'll just start at the left and go through the settings one by one. I'll try to explain a little bit as we go along, but it would probably take too long of a video to really talk about every single knob and what it does to this song, but I'll do what I can to highlight it. Okay, starting on the left side, obviously there's no splits. I've got the volume on full. I'm only using one panel. It's on panel B, happens to be. And then my LFO, let's see what that is. LFO is 0.81, so I'll set this dial to 0.81. There we go. I'm using the triangle type LFO pattern. There's no arpeggiator, no KB hold. The pitch stick and the sustain pedal are both invoked. Okay, then over here on this envelope, this is the modulation envelope. We'll need to see what that's all about. We've got a 49 milliseconds for the attack on this. And then this is full sustain, so that'll be all the way to the right. Then the release on this is going to be 1.05 seconds. 0.05 seconds, almost straight up and down. No velocity. Then over here for the mono legato for the synth voice, make sure it's on mono. Then for the glide amount, we have a 0.5. I actually like it at a 1.0. The original sound was 0.5, so I like to put it at a 1.0 just to accentuate those glides better. Unison was not part of the original sound, but I put a 1 unison on there. I think that adds a little bit more thickness. Okay, for saw wave, well, first we're in the classic oscillator here, and you want the classic saw as your oscillator type right here. And that's going to be mixed with a synth oscillator. So you'll hold the shift button and go to synth oscillator here. And then the amount on that, which is this knob here, you're going to want, let's see what this is. This is 1.0. So 1.0 is right about here. Okay, about between 1 and 2 on the knob. Then the LFO modulation envelope, that actually has a setting as well, I believe. Yeah, 3.3. So you want this at a 3.3. And then that takes care of the oscillators, and there's no arpeggiator. The filter is an LPM, that's the low pass Moog filter. And then the KB track is at 1/3. The drive is at 1, although the original sound had no drive. Again, I added drive for my own taste. Then the LFO amount here, which is for the frequency cutoff, is 0. So there is no LFO in terms of frequency cutoff there. The frequency itself here is 117 hertz. So 117. So only about a 3 on that frequency. Then the velocity versus the modulation envelope setting here that also has to be a 5.7. So 5.7 is going to be right around here. Okay. And then the frequency, or the resonance, I should say, in this case, resonance is 4.7. Okay. Good. Let's take a look at the vibrato is actually on here, and it's set for the aftertouch, which I didn't really use during the performance, but listen to this. If I push and hold a key and really push hard on it. So what I did is I just pushed hard on that G sharp or that A flat, however you want to look at it. I think it's a G sharp in this case. And again here on the G sharp down here, just pushing harder. And then up here, no pitch bend. So it's very effective. It plays tricks on the ear because it's actually doing a pitch bend as a vibrato. That's what the aftertouch is doing. Compare that to the pitch bend. Now, on the original recording, I hear it more of a pitch bend rather than a vibrato, but that is totally up to you. Now, you could also just flip this over to the wheel if you wanted to, and forget the aftertouch. Just use the wheel and bring the wheel up and down. Let's see what that looks like. So that's another effect that you can do, or another technique you can do, depending on your taste. All right, now let's take a look at the final envelope here. For the attack, it's a 0.5, so it's fairly low. It's nothing. Essentially, it's all the way down to 0. Because attack doesn't have a 0, it's a 0.5. And then here, that's a point. It's a 36 milliseconds here, so that's fairly low decay. Okay, somewhere around 2 on the knob, and then the release here is 3.0 milliseconds. So that's going to be fairly high up. Okay, there we go. No velocity. Okay, for effects, you can definitely hear the delay going on there. So let's take a look at what that looks like. For the delay, we have tempo is 104 beats a minute. So that's going to be right about here on the knob, right around between a 2 and a 3. Ping pong is on. Analog mode is on with an HP filter. The feedback is set to 0. And the dry wet setting is set to 2.3. That's the delay. Without the delay, makes a big difference. Okay, now over here we have the amp and EQ. So we'll look at first the treble. The treble is a negative 9.2. Frequency is 330 hertz. The mid is negative 3.5. The drive is a 1.0. And the bass is plus 15 dB. And of course it's set to synth along with delay is set to synth. Now the reverb is set to bright, Hall 2, no compressor, and the amount for dry wet on the reverb is a 2.4. Okay, let's not forget the pitch stick settings. You have to change the settings from the default setting. And incidentally, if you download this sound from the Nord user forum, you won't get it this way. So you actually have to take the extra step and do this. Hold the shift button, push sound, and locate page 4 of 11, which is going to be your synth pitch stick range. This is where you set that. And you'll want to adjust this up until you get to the option that says +2. So that's 2 semitones to the right and a full octave down on the left. And that's how this song should be arranged so that you can play that last note where it goes down a full octave. Thank you so much for joining me on this Discovery Series video. It seems like we covered a lot of ground. We took a famous group called Queen and a song from that group called I Want to Break Free. We found out where we can get that sound. We can get it on the Nord user forum. We downloaded it, we put it into the Nord Sound Manager. After we put it in the Nord Sound Manager, we actually explored it on our Nord Stage 3. We rehearsed the keyboard solo. We had help from a program called Capo, which runs on the Mac and allows you to slow down or even speed up songs. It makes it great for rehearsing. I have a whole nother video for that, which you have here in the card window, as well as in the description below. After we rehearsed it, we actually reverse engineered it to see what all the components were consisting of within the Nord Stage 3 synthesizer or synth module, or the Synth Engine, if you will. And we went through every button and every knob and every effect to see how that sound was recreated. So I really enjoyed learning this and exploring it. This is a song that I've always found interesting, and I wanted to see what was under the hood. To be totally honest, this idea wasn't new. Someone contacted me through email and asked if I could do this. It just so happened I had a moment where I could do this particular sound in song. I don't get to all the requests, and I apologize in advance. I know a lot of you have a lot of good ideas, and I've put a lot of stuff on the list, and I'll continue to look through those and figure out what makes sense for me and for you to the best of my ability. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this video. We will catch you on the next one. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. A lot more to come. Thank you.